So there are schools and programs that have down years that continue to hum in recruiting. We can list those, but I don't know that there's a school or a program that, for the most part, has been down for as long as Miami has been, that has been able to come off a 5-7 season and boom, top 5 recruiting class, number 4 right now.
Yeah.
Why?
Mario Cristobal, honestly. I mean, he's 2-time National Recruiter of the Year when he was an assistant. He's demonstrated himself to be one of the best recruiters in the sport. Continued to prove that at Oregon. And so then he comes to Miami and is still that guy now at home in his backyard of where he grew up, where he played, where he won championships, plural, as a player, where he coached twice. Now, the second time was like a week and a half until Alabama was like, wait, we should go hire him. Well, actually, technically 3 times now, because he was an assistant and then he left and then he came back as an assistant for like a week. And now he's the head coach. So, yeah, and you put together a really strong recruiting department. You put together a really strong recruiting staff. And that's why, Miami's had other top 10 classes, even a few years ago, had the number 8 overall class. It's not a stretch for Miami, even in a, 6-7 season, to be top 15. So it's not like we are UMass all of a sudden popping up into the top 5. But, when you have the ability to recruit in the bottom half of the top 10 on a, 8-4, 7-5 year, because most of the years recently have been 8-4, 7-5, but then you put one of the most dynamic recruiting coaches here with a staff of dynamic recruiters, you're seeing the fruits of that labor.
Has anyone ever asked him what that secret sauce is or what his approach is besides hustle?
I mean, he just always says that he's relentless. He's, tireless. He's at the office all the time. He's communicating with these kids all the time. He's grinding film. He's doing all the things that you need to do, and he's doing them, 25/8, not even 24/7, but 25 days or 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. This guy is out there, doing it all the time. I mean, when you talk to all these various recruits and everything, they're like, yo, I had a game that finished at 11:45 at night, maybe one Friday night at Traz Powell. After my game, Cristobal's texting me. Cristobal's texting me at 1:30 in the morning. Cristobal's texting me in the morning before I go to school, right? So I get up at 5:30 before I go to school for workouts. And Mario's hitting my phone at 5:45 in the morning. Bam, bam, bam. Like, the hustle is part of it, and it's a big part of it. But then also, obviously, all of just the communication. And there is a level of secret sauce that he's not going to detail about, how he's communicating, but it's really, and what we've seen and heard from him and others is really just relationship building. Excuse me. So, you just are consistent over time, and, you take a real honest interest in these kids as people. And I mean, the added benefit is, you want them to come play football for you because they're elite football players. But yeah, things like that, just constant communication, just being tireless, in the evaluation of talent, in the communication with the talent, in the building relationships with talent. Delegating, obviously, is going to be key because he cannot do everything. But, especially if you're a major recruit, Mario is going to be involved in that recruitment, period. Like, just know that. Like, oh, I'm a 5-star wide receiver. I'm a 5-star offensive lineman. I mean, well, especially offensive line because he played that. But, even, guys on the DL, guys at tight end, some of these wide receivers, Ray Joseph and Robbie Washington and things like that. You're not going to be a blue chip guy, which, 80% of this class is, and not have Mario hit your phone. So it's that, put together with just, what he's learned on how to build those relationships and things like that over time. Yeah, and he has the juice. He's that kind of guy.